I did offer to sing in the church. Rebecca didn't want to take me up on the offer, so I kind of thought this was the next best thing. I won't take up too much of your time because there's some really snazzy looking equipment here that I'm sure means that the next speeches are going to be amazing, no pressure. So I'll just very briefly, I wanted to share with you all a couple of reflections, particularly from me and the girls, Abby and Ellie, about Rebecca and what she means to us, and also about Luke. So, as Dad introduced before, Rebecca has 3 sisters, and we're very lucky to be very close, but I think that as the eldest, my relationship with them all has probably been slightly different to the others. When I look back to our childhood, our relationship was probably, I was thinking about it in 3 chunks. So one chunk was lots of fun and playtime, one chunk was being really annoyed and wishing they'd go away and leave me alone, and then a kind of small piece of that was worrying. You worry about your sisters, you want to make sure they're okay, first day at school, at nursery, etc. And now our relationship is still quite similar, so we still have a lot of fun, even though it's much more over cocktails and wine rather than colouring books. I still worry about them a lot. They spend a lot of time in different places doing different things, and they don't annoy me as much, even though sometimes they still happen. but one of the emotions that has started is pride, and for anyone that knows, particularly the 3 sisters I've got, there's a lot of things to be proud of. But particularly I wanted to tell you about what makes me very proud of Rebecca. And there were 2 examples that really stood out. The first one being her time in France. As Rebecca did a French degree, her 3rd year, she went off to live in the north of France for a year, which sounded very exciting. When she told me she was going, I had visions of her on a bicycle with onions around her neck, in Parisian cafes. The reality was quite different. The places I remember from my visit was not dissimilar to a very grey day in Coventry.
An awful Coventry?
It wasn't the Paris that I imagined. It was a really, really tough year for Rebecca. It was really hard. She found it very difficult being away from her family, her friends. You know, you've been at university surrounded by your friends, you go somewhere very new, it was very tough. And if it had been me, I would have probably signed it off to a bad experience. It would have meant that I never wanted to live abroad again. And so a year later, Rebecca rings me up and says, I'm going back for another year, I'm going to live in X. And I couldn't believe it. I just thought after her year abroad, she would have never wanted to do it again, and she did. And X absolutely was the real French experience that I'd imagined for her, and she'd imagined. She had a great time, she made some great friends, it was very glam. Most of the year her school was on strike, which meant she actually didn't do that much work. And spent a lot of time in cafes drinking lots of coffee with her friends. But it was really nice, and she's got lovely friends here today, including Ariel, one of the bridesmaids that she made. So that was one of the things that made me so proud of Rebecca, was actually taking that step again and being brave enough to say, I'm going to give it another go. The second thing is as an auntie. So having a child's tough, it's really difficult, and I couldn't have got through it without Rebecca. She's been amazing. She got over her really weird OCD with cleanliness. If you know her well, she likes to clean her hands a lot, yet she's become the chief nappy changer. She come get the train up to Newark from London for a couple of hours, so Harris and I can go out for a meal. She's even taught Alana the full dance routine to the finale song in Pitch Perfect. Amazing. And she's just blossomed as an auntie. Alana absolutely adores her. She's a bit shy, but she did tell me to say that she can't wait till she has some cousins to play So that's Rebecca. So that's why two of the very many reasons why I'm so proud of Rebecca as my sister. Now I want to come to Luke. Luke fit with the Smith family from day one. It's not that we're scary or difficult, but I think you either fit or you don't. And Luke absolutely did. And when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about kind of 2 examples from why I think Luke's so great. And my first one is when we first met. So got a phone call from Rebecca five years ago, got a new boyfriend, do you want to come and meet him? We're going to meet in town for dinner. Abby happened to be with me, so the two of us kind of prepped along to meet the new boyfriend, all very excited. And we're going to the burger bar, it's all great. And I walked in and I thought, right, so this guy, Luke, let's see. So we sat down. My first observation, wow, he's quite posh. Massive tip from my dad, brilliant. Next thing, it's like, he's happy to just sit and listen while we just rant at him. Massive big tip for my mum. We started talking, and we were asking him about himself, what he does, and we started talking about football. I was like, brilliant, he's going to get on with Harris, great. House of Fire, excellent. Yep. So, you know, Luke's a great guy, he's wonderful. You could say a million things about how great he is, but the one thing that stuck with me was the ketchup incident. So, we're in a burger bar, and obviously there's ketchup on the table. When I talked about people being annoying, your sister's annoying you, probably the one thing that annoys me about Rebecca the most is her hatred of ketchup. Not just because I love it, but because it doesn't just manifest in a dislike, it manifests in, oh my god, get it off the table, I can't even think of it. That's what normally happens when Rebecca sees ketchup. To be fair, she's a lot better now, but 5-6 years ago, that's what happened. And so we're in this restaurant, burger restaurant, obviously there's ketchup on the table. Rebecca starts with a, oh my god, there's ketchup. Normally she gets to kind of shut up and get over it from me. But before I could say that, Luke kind of swoops in, knight in shining armour, grabs the ketchup, don't worry love, I'll get it away from you. Massive tip, brilliant. He'll love her even when she's being ridiculous. and then the second thing for Luke kind of takes us to tomorrow. So I'm very excited as the girls are, so we're going to see Justin Timberlake tomorrow night. So about 6 months ago, Rebecca rings up and says, do you guys want to go see Justin? He's playing in Sheffield on the 30th of March. And Abby and I were like, what? Isn't that the day after your wedding? She's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Luke can go hang out with Harris and Alana. So we were like, fine. Okay, if he's happy to do that, that's fine. So we kind of plod along. So then, you know, a couple of days before tickets go out, you know that normal Ticketmaster, 9 AM on a Friday, everyone's frantically trying to buy tickets. I was in meetings, Abby and Ellie were studying, Rebecca was in meetings. So Rebecca says, oh, it's fine, Luke's going to buy the tickets. So I was like, so not only has he been ditched on his second night as a married man, I convince him to buy the tickets. She was like, yeah, fine. So fine, okay. Wow, Luke, you're amazing. Brilliant. So I was in a meeting all morning and didn't have my phone on me, and I came back to my phone at midday to literally about 50 text messages, about 10 missed calls. And I did go through my phone and try and find the chain, but technology failed me, so I'm just going to kind of read it out to my memory of what the text messages were like. Started with the first one, probably about 8:45. Right, Luke has been given strict instructions and we'll make sure we get the tickets. Next text message. Luke's been online for ages, can't get onto Ticketmaster website, he's going onto resale site. This will be expensive, but it'll be worth it. Fine, we've all been there. Next text. He's got the tickets, yes! They're nearly £500 for all four, not each, but still a lot. But it'll be okay, it's worth it, great. Oh my god, I can't believe it! He's messed up! He doesn't think the confirmation went through. Don't worry, he knows that he can't come home tonight unless he has tickets. I told him to try again for more. I guess 20 minutes goes by. Yes, he's got some tickets. They're better seats, but more expensive. A lot more expensive. Luke said he'd pay the difference because it feels so bad. So probably about 20 minutes goes by. Oh crap. My first lot of tickets went through. We now have 8 tickets. Literally, I got all these messages and all these angry voice notes, and I was thinking, my God, Luke is sat at his desk at work for about 3 hours. It's an absolute nightmare for something that he's not even getting to enjoy and actually be left the day after his wedding. But you know what? He did it. We're going to Justin tomorrow. We managed to sell the 4 original tickets, so at least we got 2 out of pocket. And And it just goes again to prove how amazing Luke is and what a great guy he is. I'd just really like to say to Rebecca and Luke that you guys are amazing. You're married. That makes our family so complete. It makes your family so complete. Abby, Ellie, Chris, Alana and I look forward to all the fun times we have ahead and being part of your lives as you go through the next step of your journey together. And we all love you so much. So if everyone could raise their glasses and give a toast to the wonderful Luke and Rebecca Barlow. Thank you.
That's the problem of having an eldest daughter who's the same star sign as you. She just delivered my speech. I also think she's just delivered Luke's speech. So now I'm completely thrown. Anyway, we've all been a bit nervous, and I think, I wonder why, because we're sort of pushing against an open door. And then I think about Eleanor and Abigail and Peter and Steve performing in the church today. And I think that's something to get nervous about. So can we just give them a round of applause? So, welcome family and friends to this very happy and proud day for Barlow and Smith families. The wedding of Luke Seamus Barlow, which I found out Seamus bit about 2 days ago, to Rebecca Amy Smith, lovingly known as Bear. And there'll be more of that later. Before I proceed, there's just a few housekeeping points to run through. My task is to welcome everybody, make some introductions, tell you a little bit about Rebecca, and perhaps Luke. And then to toast the bride and groom. At Chris and Louise's wedding, I did give a very strong warning about the risks of Facebook posts. Now, Luke and Rebecca have paid no heed to that whatsoever, and it basically saved my speech. So thank you for that. This may not be the father of the bride speech that you're perhaps used to hearing, both in terms of length and content. What say you, Master Yoda?
Long speech is this?
all will become clear. You're not video, sorry. However, my heart is bursting with pride and love and happiness at the sight of this gathering today. So I'm in sort of what the heck mode. I'm going to say what I want to say. I hope you like it. Just make sure your glasses are nice and full. Now, I didn't need advice for the speech this time. I just dusted down the one I used at Louise's wedding. It's again been last minute and involves technology, but the really pleasing thing is that the younger generation have taken on that technology challenge this time. They weren't able to last time, were they? So it's good to see that you keep it up with the older generation. The speech is about 2 hours, 15 minutes long. There'll be a quiz at the end just to make sure you're paying attention. Oohs, ahs, wows, cheers and applause are all welcome. Audience participation up to the point of mass insurrection is accepted. If your name is mentioned, or if you find yourself in one of the pictures that's going to come up in a minute, could you stand up and give everybody a wave? So we'll start nice and easily on that one. Steve? And Andy? No, sorry, wrong Andy. One behind you. Andy? Pinchon? Andy, you can, sorry Andy, I didn't realise. So Steve and Andy have both got their first Father of the Bride speeches coming up fairly soon. So for a small fee, the script and the technology. So the first thing is some introductions. introductions, which is probably a bit unnecessary now because everybody's mixed, but top table here we have Sancha, obviously, who's Luke's mum, Barbara and I, who are Rebecca's parents, Laurie, best man, very nervous, chewing his fingernails, wondering what's coming next, and Francesca, his beautiful girlfriend. We have Rebecca's paternal grandparents, which is Mike and Eileen, and we have Eleanor Adele Smith, daughter number 4, who claimed the top table place from her sister Abigail in a somewhat unseemly squabble. So to you, so thank you all for being here. Again, we have a global gathering, and if I miss anybody who's travelled from overseas, shout, because as far as I can make out, we have Janet, one of our beautiful bridesmaids, all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona. Come on over here. I can see the friction going around the room because you all figure out you're going to have to do this. Comes from Janet and her husband Morris and 3 children from Baltimore. Brenda, sorry, Brenda, I get them all mixed up. Where's Morris? Lydia, who's come from Memphis, Tennessee. Daniel and her fiance Kevin, who've come from New York. Your turn. Don't talk. Danae from Toronto. Unity from Paris. Marina and Emmanuel from Vienna. I think the last one is Denise from Ireland.
Yeah.
Have I missed anybody? No? Good? That wasn't bad then. So if you're like me, when you come to weddings, you spend most of your time wondering who everybody is, who they're connected to. So we'll kill that one straight away.